Greetings. Well, you join me today, DIY job number 357 in this old building. This is a toilet. No, really. The problem, the big plumbing job is there is a wash basin, washing machine, and a sink, and the waste pipe for these three goes under the floor. It goes sort of along here somewhere, and then it sort of goes into the main sewer for the toilet. In the summer it sprung a leak, and it dripped. Well, it was dripping constantly for about a week into the shop downstairs while we were on holiday in Malta. When I got back, I fixed it, but it was only a temporary fix, and it's been sort of like nagging me ever since. I really need to fix it, and I've got some spare time. There's no guests staying at the moment, so I thought I'd do it now. However, it's not as simple as it seems. Nothing ever is in this place. It's a wooden floor, and then there's about 8 to 10 inches of concrete on top. Unfortunately, all the pipes are underneath the concrete, so it's not just a question of taking the floorboards up and changing the pipes. I've got to go through all the concrete. When I fixed it, I managed to crawl about 10 metres in the void between the floor and the ceiling downstairs, and I just managed to get far enough to be able to squirt some silicone in to stop it. Unfortunately, I got in and I couldn't turn around and I couldn't get out, and I got stuck, and I was absolutely terrified, and there is no way I'm doing that again. So what I need to do, unfortunately, is I've got to go through all that concrete to get to the pipe, which is not a little job. So yeah, I've got to make a big hole, probably around here somewhere, and it gets even worse because there's a central heating pipe that runs about there somewhere, that's embedded in the concrete floor. So somehow I've got to dig a massive hole and not make a hole in the central heating pipe, which is an extra challenge. But I've got a cunning plan. Yeah, so my cunning plan is this. Ta-da! We bought this as part of our sort of COVID response, when we keep it in reception. But I had this great idea that I could use it sort of on the floor when the floor warms up, and I could find the hot spots, and then use that to find out where the pipe is. And hopefully that way I can sort of chip around it and not spray the entire contents of the central heating system all over the wall. Oh, and more importantly, into the shop downstairs. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. So suppose first job is to get rid of the old thunderbox, I reckon. Oh, I just love messing around at toilets. It's fantastic. Well, that was easy. Goodbye. There's a big hole. Quite a bit of a mess. Never mind. I think we need a bigger mess in a minute. Okay, right, next job I think is to remove the lino. Well, that's it. Goodbye, lovely lino. Oh, it's really nice lino too, never mind. Okay, so we're down to the bare concrete. So like I say, the pipe runs 45 degrees from the wall, about there, I think. But sadly, my cunning plan hasn't worked. Shit. Okay. The piece I'm looking for is, I'm sure it's about there. I need to be about there somewhere. And the pipe runs probably about there. So if I'm accurate, I can miss it. But it just depends how big the hole I have to make to get access to the pipe. But I'm not going to know until I dig it out. So, oh well. Okay, I've got ear defenders on, so sorry if I'm shouting. But here goes. Well, the good news is the concrete feels really, really soft. I'll give it a twat with a hammer. Well, absolutely excellent news. The dust has cleared a bit and I've given it a good smash with a hammer. Two things. The first thing is the concrete wasn't actually as thick as I thought, and it was actually quite soft. And just a couple of minutes with a hammer, I managed to make quite a lot of progress. The excellent news is that the pipe I want is just there. I can touch it with my fingertip, and the broken connector I want is just there. So amazing look, really. So all I've got to do is just widen this out a bit, and then I can get to the broken part. And that other pipe, I can just feel it just through there, and that runs sort of about there somewhere. So yeah, I missed it. No disasters. Tremendous. Time for a cup of tea. Well, a great success. About another half an hour of sort of sawing and hammering. And look, the holes open right up. This is the silicon I squirted in from underneath about 6 months ago, and this is the broken bend that I need to replace. So that was remarkably good. And I don't know if you can see, down there, there's a sort of a tray I put under to catch any future drips. But yeah, I was under there. Yeah, I was stuck about there somewhere. Absolutely bloody terrifying. Yeah, and there's the sewer pipe. So yeah, that's it for today. I've got some guests coming round for dinner in a minute, but yeah, new pipe, and then the job's a good one. Perfect. Righty dokey. Been to the plumbing shop, got the replacement bits. Wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do this, so I've got a little bit of everything. So let's give it a go. Yeah, so I think the first job probably is get rid of all this sealant that I squirted in the summer. Okay, I've got this little saw which should fit in there quite nicely, I think. Although, as my mum would say, you could ride bare arse to London on it. Oh well. There we are. Whew, bloody exhausted now. Look, and that was the cause of the problem. That hole there. And the thing is, how the bloody hell can that happen just under the floorboards? I don't know. Anyway, right. If getting it off was easy, getting the new one on is going to be effing impossible, I think. Yeah, as anticipated, it's not going to be as easy putting it back together because everything's solid and not movable, and there's no way I can physically get all the connectors in. So I'm going to get a bit of this, put it into that part, make the bend, and then to give me a bit of room here, I don't know, it'll be about like that somehow. I'll cut a bit of this off and then slide this all the way back, and then when it's in place I can make the connection that way. But unfortunately it involves removing this piece of wood, which is incredibly wet and rotten actually, so it must have been leaking for quite a long time. So I'll just get me saw again. Whew. Whew. Right, let's see if my cunning plan works. I've taken all the rubber seals out of the bits of pipe I've made, just to so they go together easy, and I can just sort of do a bit of a dress rehearsal. I don't know, probably best to do it that way. Hopefully, yeah, that goes in there nicely. Dun, 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 dun. Pretty damn good. And then we just have to do that, and the job's a good one. Bloody lovely. Right, I'll take it all to pieces, put the little O-rings back in, and lube everything up nicely with washing up liquid so it all slips together, and we're there. Awesome. Ta-da! We did it. What I've got to do now is the scary part. Fill the sink and see what happens, but I'm fairly sure that's all sorted. Okay, well the taps are running, and I don't know, everything seems to be okay. Bloody lovely. I'll turn it on a bit faster. Getting a bit cocky now. No, dry is a dry thing. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. I'm just sort of sealing the hole back up now, really. So I've put the timber back as best I can, and I've just put some plastic on to stop the concrete slipping through the holes. I'm just going to go and mix a bucket or two of concrete up now and backfill it all. Yay! Right, monkey, let's go. You ever notice when you mix concrete, you always need twice as much as you think you're going to need? And I'm sure I've not made enough, but we'll see. Lovely. Awesome, and there we go, peeps. Look, the old throne back in its rightful place. Yeah, that's about all I can do for today, really. I'll let the concrete go off, and I can sort of drill the holes and secure everything, and then it's business as usual, kind of. Good. Nice. And ta-da! All finished. Lino replaced, everything given a nice clean. So the throne is back open for business. Awesome. On to the next job. Oh.